Hi, everyone. Welcome to Precisely Nowhere. We are precisely nowhere at this current moment, but in reality, sitting on our couch wearing Christmas pajamas. My family is doing a big Christmas party. One of my tias is coming from out of the country, and it's going to be so fun. Everyone's doing different themed Christmas pajamas. It's a fun aspect of us getting together. So my boyfriend and I got matching pajamas. Every little family getting matching pajamas, and then one of my nephews is going to pick out of a hat, and whatever theme he picks, that's going to be the theme. And whoever pajamas match that theme, people will vote on who has the best pajamas. Does it sound a little complicated when I explain it? Sure, but it really isn't. And I am stoked about the pajamas that my boyfriend and I got. It's our first set of matching pajamas, actually. Our first true set. Last year, we had the theme for my family's Christmas holiday get together was that everyone wore pajamas. That was the attire, so it was fun, cute. This one has taken it to another level, but the attire is still pajamas. So love it. We have some cute Star Wars pajamas. So they're like flannel, button up, flannel pants, and there's a bunch of Star Wars characters on it, but it's like Christmas holiday theme. So there's Christmas trees. That use Chewbacca, and he has lights, like Christmas lights wrapped around him, R2D2 with reindeer ears. So I think they're super cute. And also, my boyfriend and I love Star Wars, and I'm feeling them. Feeling them, here for it. Love me some Christmas pajamas. And I hope that the theme that gets picked at the party puts our pajamas in the running for something, but there's a chance that it won't, because some of the theme ideas are going to be like ugliest pajamas, most festive. I don't really know what our theme is going for. I just think that they're creative and cool. So here's to that. And Hannah Anderson is the website. I'll put a link in the episode notes in case you have any interest to indulge in a pair yourself. There's regular pajamas too. I snagged some on Black Friday, so got them at a good deal, and they are good quality pajamas. So I'll definitely have these for years. I can't decide if I want to go a size down. I got an extra small, and if it's like a slight oversized fit, so it still fits, but it's a little bit more oversized than I thought I wanted. Regardless, here for it. Might do extra, extra small. And yes, that is a real size, because some of us are petite, and they make regular clothes sometimes for regular average size people, not for petite people. So appreciate when there are sizes that are keeping petite people in mind. I feel like I share good vibes every episode, but the vibes have been a little low these recent days because the company that I work for, my 9 to 5 job, experienced layoffs. And I'm grateful to still have my job right now. And it's more than I want to be able to count, just because I know layoffs suck. They're not, they suck for everyone. And not having gone through this one personally, my boyfriend was laid off twice last year. And as life partners living together, trying to build a life together, and just people in general, it's really shitty when you wake up one day, go to work, and find out that that's your last day. not fun whatsoever. And I am sending my love to all of those people that have experienced that because there are many layers and degrees of experiencing it. And I know that there are so many talented people out there getting laid off. So this is my love letter to you all and just hoping all the best for you. Lots of friends out there right now. And try to enjoy the present moment. Really think about that next step. What do you want? Life happens to us and sometimes things are out of our control. I don't mean to sound condescending at all. I went through a life-changing event when I was younger when I got narcolepsy. They think it's an autoimmune disease. So it was something that changed the course of my life, and I'm not trying to make this about me, but it changed the course of my life. There were two paths that you can take when you have an experience like that. And sometimes when things happen to us, we can just feel so low that it can make it hard to see that those two paths. Speaking from experience. So when life does happen to us, try to think about what's next. It's in your control after all. So it's unsolicited advice. I'm sending all my love to my friends out there and to everyone because I think we all need it right now. Corporate America is scary. I love my job. I'm grateful for it, but it's scary. And I would be lying if I was afraid to admit that or say that because going through things like this, the older I get, the more I realize how many companies could benefit from more knowledge around mental health, diversity, and inclusion. I recently had to take a training in my 9 to 5 job, and I learned more about diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And someone who's cultured, lived in many different places out in the US, outside of the US, have interacted with all walks of life. The older I get, the more I notice how crucial it is to stay educated in our personal lives and to be willing to grow with the times. And I was really turned off with the way that it was communicated. And I can also acknowledge that we are human beings and there are sensitive topics and it's hard to communicate these types of things. So I am conflicted. I am conflicted, but at the end of the day, very grateful. And it makes me grateful to be just literally be here and be able to share my voice and remind us all that our minds are powerful. I think we all need the reminder some now and then, or at least I do. I hope that if you've ever experienced it in any capacity, you remind yourself, and this is me speaking to the universe, we are all awesome people. And if you're spreading good vibes, spreading love, being an amazing human, and there are a lot of amazing humans out there, you are going to be okay. We got to take it day by day sometimes. And that is where I am currently at right now. And mental health matters. We have to take care of our mental health. It starts with us. And just because someone got laid off, it doesn't really mean anything anymore. It's my opinion. It seems like it happens too randomly for it to have a negative impact on your resume. And that is something I thought of and wanted to share because I know that it can be disheartening. And who wants to explain why? I mean, you don't even have an explanation. Sometimes that's the wild thing about corporate America, and people can easily be discarded or overlooked, or there's a profit margin, let's at the end of the day, and it's important that we all just take time and show our appreciation for one another, and even in the moments when we think that people don't need it, because you never know some days. You never know. I'm recording this episode on the day that the layoffs were announced, and it was a really sad day today. I broke out in tears multiple times, and I didn't realize that I was going to take it so hard because I still had a job and it's not about me today. And I'm not trying to make it about me, but it was challenging having so many meetings the day of and trying to take time to feel my feelings while being a professional. Such a fine line of our professional and personal lives and selves, and some people are better at walking that tightrope than others, and today was challenging. So I wanted to be human and share that experience. I try to separate my 9 to 5 life from this space, this this podcast, this creative passion, because at the end of the day, I only have so much energy to give, right? And when I'm in podcast host mode, I'm in creator mode, I can say what I want within reason. I am me and I hold true to my values in both aspects. So I got to keep it real. I am very grateful for the fact that I am still employed. I'm very grateful. But my heart hurts for a lot of people right now. And I also know that they have so many awesome things in their future. So I am super excited for them and super excited to have more friends now. I have a lot of lifelong people that I am still friends with that I met in different stages of my life, and it's such a beautiful thing to see how the friendship grows. So, cheers to everyone. Cheers to you. I did tell you that there was going to be some fun content with the content. So, we're shifting gears there, okay? I wouldn't break a promise. And on that note, I rounded up my 2024 highlights. I spoke about this last episode. To keep it simple, I narrowed it down to 10 things. I could have expanded the list and I really thought about it, but because there were so many things that brought me joy this year. But these 10 things are my top 10 2024 highlights. The pod, the pod. I hit 50 episodes, had 1 year anniversary this year, hit 3,000 downloads, and had interviews with creators. 7 interviews this year, and it is the first year that I had started interviews. We're in baby mode. We hit our 1 year anniversary. So 2024 was a big year for the pod. I am stoked for what's to come in 2025. A big year for sure. Stoked for 2025. And this last month is flying by. So working on interview questions, but there are definitely more interviews to come. First trip to Mexico with Marco's family was in 2024. That's another highlight. So that's number 2. These are in no particular order, by the way. They're more chronologically in how they actually happened in the year. So I took a trip to Mexico with my boyfriend's family. His family goes every year in February for his grandpa's birthday. So it's a big thing. Like cousins go, his parents go, his siblings. And he has a ton of family in Mexico. So I did that. It was awesome. Spoke a ton of Spanish. We were in Jalisco and got to see a few different towns, the town where his grandpa lives. It was great. I loved it, being immersed in my culture. I hadn't really been to Mexico since I was a baby, so I've been sleeping on it. So, very excited. There's a huge Mexico trip for 2025 being planned with my family, and I will share more at a later time. Another highlight, my dad's recovery. For those of you who don't know, my dad was hospitalized last December, right around Christmas and New Year's, and was released shortly after the New Year, I think for the first week of Jan. So he wasn't in the hospital for too long, but he got diagnosed with a rare form of pneumonia that is treatable but not curable. It could sit dormant and have flare ups. So I am grateful that he is on the path to recovery, and hopefully very soon will be off his meds and just chilling for a minute. So the next highlight is my best friend got married. One of my best friends who I lived with for like 6 years out after college, she got married, and it was a beautiful wedding. It was so fun, so much fun. And she and her husband are an amazing couple. They are uh, I don't want to say goals because I don't like to live life that way. Every couple is different, but they have a beautiful relationship and bond, and I'm very happy for them. The next highlight, seeing family more often. This officially was my first full year back. I moved back to California July 2023, so July 2024 made it a year, and it's been good. A lot has changed in the last year, but also got to see family more. And my mom turned 50. I have a new nephew. My boyfriend's family came to visit. We went to visit Chicago to see his family, and celebrate our niece's birthday. So lots of family time, and I love spending time with family. The next highlight, traveling and seeing friends. Took a trip to New York in June around the time when one of my best friends got married, and I was there for about a week. So I got to go to some museums, see friends I hadn't seen in a minute. It was really nice to do New York City summer. I love summer in the city. Aimlessly walk around East Village, do some shopping, got some local street art. Good times. I love New York so much. It's near and dear to my heart. I am a New Yorker after all. The next highlight, Marco, my boyfriend, started school. So, new chapter in his life. And that is what I mean by sometimes you get laid off and you have a chance to think to yourself, what do I want to do next? And I encourage everyone to really noodle with the thought. If you can. Not everyone can afford to do that. I can acknowledge that, but if you can take a minute to really think through it, who knows? The next highlight, my personal and professional growth. I was promoted at work this year, which in my opinion was right on time, slightly overdue, but right on time. I started therapy again. I've been investing in self-care and started my walk to Mordor, which I am over 1,000 miles into now. 1,000 miles was my goal for this year, and I have hit it. So I'm super excited. And the next highlight, girls' trip. I took a girls' trip. We went to Greece And in Greece, we did Athens, Mykonos, and Paros, and London. And that was with one of my other best friends. So that was super fun. Oh, it's been a minute since I'd been in Europe. 2 years. And for me, that is a minute because I work hard and I play hard and I love to travel. So the last one, but not least, is I got bangs. I'm feeling them, loving them. They need to be trimmed soon, but I got bangs and I like them. So I'm riding the wave into 2025. I may change them up in 2025, but they're gonna come with me. Those are my 2024 highlights. Think about yours. You can narrow it down to 10 if you want. I found that to be easy. And I just, as I was picking them, thought to myself, what's happened this year? And I reflected from the beginning of the year to now. And along the way, rejogged my memory on things that have happened, experiences I've had that have brought me a lot of joy. And it was a fun exercise to do. So, highly recommend you try it out. And be grateful for the moment. We're still in 2024. There's still a couple weeks left. So, good things that can come. Things that change our lives. I'm getting probably too woo woo. So, we're going to keep it moving. I also rounded up links to the top 10 episodes based on downloads this year. I'm going to put them in the show notes, and I'm very excited to see a few interviews made the list because there were a lot more that were released, and some of them have been up for longer, but I know people are getting to the content and discovering them, and that's all that matters because there are lots of nuggets of wisdom. So I will include the top 10 downloaded episodes in the show notes, but check out the other interviews. They're all good people with lots of great tips and perspectives to share. As we wrap up, I wanted to share a few recs because I mentioned I've been binging a lot of TV and gotta pay it forward. So, first rec is The Later Daters. It's on Netflix. The executive producer is Michelle Obama, which is awesome. I love her. And the gist of it is that people are in their 50s and 60s, men and women. I think they're filming it in Georgia. Seems like most of the people are located around those parts. And one of the women has their daughter pick them up, and the daughter like picks them up for the first date. The daughter comes inside and meets the person that their mom's on a date with on the first date. Seeing the date's reaction is entertaining, but these are some things that you're bound to see. It's essentially a reality dating show with people that are older seeking love, and there's a dating coach that's giving advice. So you're seeing them go along their journey, and I I'm vibing with the show. Anise is one of the women as well. She's a boss. She just wants love. And I feel like she's making progress towards finding that person and accepting the advice of the dating coach. So it's cool to see that happen. There's some stubborn people, but there's some people that are they're they're being willing to hear me. They're okay. That's it. Um, the next one is Landman. That's on Paramount Plus. To sum it up for you, I pulled the IMDb description because I liked it and it was short and sweet. A modern day tale of fortune seeking in the world of West Texas oil rigs. A modern day tale of fortune seeking in the world of West Texas oil rigs. Spot on. Thank you, IMDb. Couldn't have said it better myself. As I was watching the show, it was hard to see the damage we're actively doing to the environment, and knowingly at this point. Maybe there was one day where we could say we didn't realize how harmful fracking and mining for oil is on the environment. I don't know how people are able to put money so above just the fact that it's just bad. It's bad for Mother Nature, okay? We need people to be willing to invest in natural resources and a way of life that helps and heals the planet. So, seeing this opens your eyes to it if for some reason you needed them opened more, but it is also a really good show. Highly recommend. It's only season 1 right now, so episodes are coming out weekly. My dad gave me the rec, so sending credit to him because I may hear it otherwise if I share this rec without giving a shout out. But also, thank you for the rec. There are heavy hitter actors in it. Billy Bob Thornton, Billy Bob Thornton. The way people say it and how it's spelled are slightly different. So leaving it there. Ali Larder, Paulina Chavez, John Hamm, Demi Moore. Love all these people. There's other good actors in it as well, but these are some names. Check it out, and it's on Paramount Plus. Cross is the next rec. That's on Prime Video. That's at DC. It follows a homicide detective, his partner, and they're trying to find a serial killer. One of the main characters, which is a homicide detective, he's dealing with the murder of his wife. There's that aspect to it. And the way that it's filmed, you can visualize the conflict between police and the Black community and within the community itself. And I acknowledge I haven't lived in this community, but I'm also tapped into culture and know there's a lot of reality that is portrayed, even though it's a drama TV show. So I admire it for that. And there are lots of twists and turns, suspense. The main characters are Aldous Hodge. He plays Cross. Ryan Eggold. He's Ed Ramsey, which is the serial killer. It's not really a spoiler. Just watch a show and you'll see. Actually, maybe it is a spoiler. Eek. Cut that out, please. And Isaiah Mustafa plays John Sampson. He's the partner to the one of the homicide detectives, Cross. So highly recommend. It's a really good show. Got a little bit of everything here. And I love you all. I hope you have a good rest of your week. And I hope you're taking care of yourself. If you're not, think about how you can. And I think a wellness check in with someone you love is right about due. So call them, text them, check in on someone, see how they're doing. We all need it every now and then. Talk soon.
Music and editing done by Marco. You can find him at midnight, MIDNITE_mind80 on Instagram for more of his work.